Chosen one, stop what you are doing. Do not move past this message. Do not treat this as another voice on your screen. Archangel Michael has been standing at the edge of your attention, and what waited for you did not leave when you became distracted. This is not a normal interruption. This is a protected second chance. You felt it before you opened this. Something in your chest knew there was a message trying to reach you. You may have looked away, closed the app, changed the room, or told yourself you would come back later. But later became heavier. And now you are here because heaven would not let the signal disappear. Listen carefully. The 3 hours were not random. They were not empty time. They were a mercy window. They were the space between your first warning and your second invitation. Something massive moved toward your life. And while your mind was tired, heaven held the door open longer than usual. This is why you have been feeling restless. You have been picking up your phone without knowing why. You have been opening messages and forgetting what you came to read. You have been walking into rooms and losing the reason you entered. You have been feeling a pull, but your mind has been too foggy to name it. It is not laziness. It is not weakness. It is not that you no longer hear God. Something has been interfering with your ability to respond when heaven touches your spirit. The enemy does not always attack with chaos. Sometimes he attacks with delay, with dullness, with one small distraction repeated until obedience becomes later. Chosen one. This is why the title found you. This is why those words struck something inside you. You missed a massive life change, but you did not miss it forever. You missed the first knock because your attention was scattered. But Archangel Michael did not leave the door without a witness. I need you to understand this. The second chance is not punishment, it is protection. Heaven is not saying you failed. Heaven is saying, wake up now. The window is still open, but your spirit must become present enough to walk through it. That is why this message feels urgent. That is the part many people never understand. The enemy does not need to steal the blessing if he can blur the instruction. He does not need to destroy the door if he can convince you to answer it tomorrow. He does not need to silence heaven if he can make your own thoughts too loud. So heaven sent the message again. Not because you are childish, not because you are hopeless, not because you are behind beyond repair. Heaven sent it again because the assignment attached to your life is too important for one foggy moment to cancel what was written before you were born. That is why you must not rush through this. Slow down. Let your breathing return to you. Let your shoulders drop. Let the noise outside of you lose its authority for a moment. You are not here to be entertained. You are here because something in the spirit realm has been insisting on your attention, and your focus has been under attack. Be honest with yourself. You have been reading the same line over and over. You have been hearing people talk, but their words do not enter you. You have been staring at tasks you once handled easily, wondering why everything now takes so much energy. You are not broken. You are overloaded. Your spirit has been carrying signals faster than your mind can process them. Your body has been trying to survive, while your soul has been trying to answer heaven. That collision can feel like confusion, but it is often the sign of a transition beginning. Have you noticed how the nights have changed? You wake up at strange hours. You open your eyes before the alarm. You feel like someone called your name, but the room is quiet. You turn to one side, then the other, and a pressure sits near your heart like an unfinished prayer. That was not empty insomnia. Your spirit was being stirred. The watchman inside you was being awakened. Heaven has been trying to bring you into a sharper place, but every time the signal rose, your mind reached for comfort, distraction, or another reason to wait until you felt more ready. That is why Archangel Michael waited. Not to accuse you, not to shame you, not to stand over you with anger. He waited like a guardian at a gate, because heaven saw the fog around you and knew that your first delay was not the final condition of your spirit. There is mercy in this message, but mercy still calls for response. You cannot keep treating every divine interruption like background noise. You cannot keep saying later to the same voice that has carried you through storms no one else saw. At some point, later becomes a chain. Maybe you have been asking, why do I feel so behind? Why do I keep almost starting? Why do I keep almost leaving? Why do I keep almost believing again? The answer is not that heaven forgot you. The answer is that your spirit has been standing at the edge of response. But heaven is breaking the language of not yet over you, not by forcing you, not by frightening you, not by humiliating you. Heaven is breaking it by bringing this message back into your path and making your spirit recognize what your mind almost dismissed. Archangel Michael waited at the place where your honesty begins. That is why this feels personal. It is touching the part of you that still knows the truth. Under the fog, under the fear, under the tiredness, there is a clear witness inside you saying, I know what heaven has been showing me. You may have doubted it because it did not arrive loudly. You expected thunder. You expected a sign that removed all risk. You expected God to make it impossible to misunderstand. But often heaven speaks through a pressure that will not leave, a peace around one path and a disturbance around another. This is why the phrase 3 hours matters. It represents the mercy between signal and response. It represents the time heaven gave you while your flesh negotiated. It represents the patience of a messenger who understood that your delay came from battle, not rebellion. But mercy is not meant to become endless postponement. Second chances carry grace, but they also carry responsibility. When heaven repeats a message, it is not inviting you to play with it. It is saying, this time, listen with your whole body, your whole mind, and your whole spirit. Chosen one, breathe. Let this land without resisting it. You are not being condemned. You are being recovered. You are not being exposed to embarrass you. You are being awakened before another window passes while your mind is lost in noise. There is still time. That is the sound of mercy in this message. There is still time to answer. There is still time to open. There is still time to stop negotiating with the fog. There is still time to become present for what heaven has already been preparing. But you must recognize the signs. The sudden heaviness when you try to pray. The strange urge to distract yourself when truth gets close. The tiredness that appears right when you are about to make a courageous choice. The random fear that rises when your spirit begins to hope again. Not this time. Say it in your spirit. Not this time. You will not call fog wisdom. You will not call delay peace. You will not call fear discernment. You will not call distraction rest. You will not miss a second signal, because the first one arrived while you were tired. This is the beginning of your return to clarity. And clarity is not just thinking better. Clarity is your inner witness becoming strong enough to recognize heaven again. Clarity is when the noise loses volume. Clarity is when your yes stops trembling under the opinion of people who never paid the price you paid. You were not always this foggy. As a child, you sensed things quickly. You learned before people explained everything. You felt atmospheres before adults named them. You had moments when ideas arrived like light, and your inner world felt open, alive, and strangely guided. Then life became loud. People hurt you. Systems trained you to ignore your knowing. Responsibilities piled up. The gift that once felt natural became buried under pressure, disappointment, and noise. And somewhere along the way, you started calling your dullness normal. It is not normal for you. You are a chosen one. Your spirit was created to recognize signals. Your discernment was not meant to be buried under endless scrolling, stress, and emotional exhaustion. The fog may have become familiar, but familiarity is not the same as destiny. This is why later in this message, I will speak about a simple 7-minute sound technology called the Genius Song. It was created to help support the restoration of gamma clarity, the kind of sharp inner focus many chosen ones feel they lost under pressure. But first, you must understand why clarity became so contested. Because the tool only matters when the truth has landed. If you do not know what stole your attention, you will keep handing your attention back to the same patterns. If you do not know why delay felt so powerful, you will mistake the second chance for just another interesting message. This is not just interesting, this is a summons. It is a call back to the part of you that still knows when heaven is near. It is a call back to the part of you that does not need 20 confirmations to obey. It is a call back to the clear witness beneath the fog. Archangel Michael waited, and now the message is in your hands. The first signal may have passed while you were tired, distracted, or afraid, but the second signal is speaking now. Do not rush. Do not harden. Do not drift away. The next part will show you why the delay happened and why it cannot follow you into the door ahead. Chosen one, now we must reframe what happened. You did not miss heaven because you were rejected. You did not miss the sign because God was finished with you. You missed the first knock because your attention was under pressure and your inner life was being pulled in too many directions at once. That matters, because shame would tell you to hide. Fear would tell you that the door is already closed. The enemy would whisper that if you did not respond perfectly the first time, you have no right to come back now. But heaven does not speak like that to the ones it still protects. The second chance is not proof that you failed. It is proof that mercy followed you into the delay. It is proof that something about your life still matters so deeply that the messenger did not walk away. Archangel Michael did not wait because your delay was impressive. He waited because your destiny was still active. You need to hear this clearly. Heaven is not asking you to worship your regret. Heaven is asking you to learn from the moment and answer now. There is a difference between conviction and condemnation. Conviction wakes you up. Condemnation buries you. This message came to wake you, not bury you. That is why your spirit is still listening. If this were only guilt, you would feel crushed. But beneath the pressure, there is a strange hope. There is a small fire returning. There is a part of you whispering, maybe it is not over. Maybe the door is still open. Maybe this is why I could not rest. Yes, chosen one. This is why you could not rest. Your soul knew the first signal passed close to you. Your body felt the movement before your mind could explain it. You may not have known what was happening, but something inside you knew that an important shift had come near. The enemy saw it too. He does not know everything, but he recognizes movement around the chosen. He recognizes when heaven starts arranging timing. He recognizes when a season begins to turn. And when he cannot cancel the promise, he tries to weaken the response. This is his old strategy. Delay the answer, cloud the mind, exhaust the body, fill the day with small fires until the chosen one has no strength left for the one instruction that actually matters. It looks ordinary from the outside, but in the spirit, it is a battle over attention. That is why you kept almost doing it, almost praying, almost deciding, almost applying, almost leaving, almost forgiving, almost starting, almost resting, almost trusting. The word almost has been circling your life like a chain, and heaven is breaking its sound over you right now. You are not an almost person. You are not an almost vessel. You are not almost chosen. You are not almost called. You are not almost protected. The delay may have touched your timing, but it did not erase your identity. Heaven still knows your name, and your assignment still recognizes your voice. But you must stop calling delay preparation when God has already finished preparing you for this step. Preparation has a holy purpose. Delay has a different fruit. Preparation makes you deeper. Delay makes you numb. Preparation sharpens obedience. Delay teaches you to make peace with fear. You have done this in small ways. You know you have. You receive a nudge, then ask for another nudge. You feel peace, then ask for proof. You see the sign, then ask why it did not come louder. You hear the instruction, then wait until fear gives you permission. Fear will never give you permission. Fear only negotiates. Fear only delays. Fear only asks for one more night, one more sign, one more conversation, one more excuse. And while fear pretends to protect you, it quietly trains your spirit to mistrust the very voice that came to rescue you. That is why Archangel Michael did not come with softness only. He came with protection and urgency. A guardian does not whisper when a child is standing near danger. A messenger does not stay silent when the door is closing. Sometimes love raises its voice because mercy has a timetable. Do not be offended by the urgency. Urgency is not rejection. Urgency is heaven saying, "Do not sleep through this again." Urgency is heaven placing a hand on your shoulder and turning your face back toward the opening. Urgency is not punishment. It is alignment arriving in time. You thought the delay meant you were not ready. But sometimes the delay means the old version of you was trying to remain in control. The part of you that fears change wants more time. The part of you that trusts God knows the next step has already been made clear. This is why the second chance feels different. It does not feel casual. It does not feel like one more option. It feels like a sacred interruption, because something in you knows you cannot keep living with half obedience and full exhaustion. That pattern is being confronted today. You have been tired because divided obedience drains the soul. One part of you says yes, another part says later. One part says move, another part says wait until it is safe. One part recognizes the door, another part studies the floor. That inner split has been costing you peace. Chosen one, let this reach the place where you keep hesitating. The first signal was not lost because you are careless. It was muffled because your inner atmosphere was crowded. Too many voices, too many wounds, too many memories of being disappointed after you finally hoped again. You learned to delay because hope hurt you before. You learned to wait because sudden movement once led to pain. You learned to question peace because people used gentle words while carrying hidden motives. And now your spirit must be healed from confusing caution with wisdom. Discernment is not the same as fear. Discernment brings clean knowing. Fear brings endless noise. Discernment may slow you down for a holy reason. Fear slows you down until you no longer remember what you were moving toward. You must learn the difference in this season. But today, heaven is pulling the mask off that pattern. This is not about one missed message. This is about a cycle of hearing, pausing, doubting, delaying, and then feeling the ache of almost. The second chance has come to break that cycle before it becomes your identity. You are not the person who always misses it. You are not the person who only sees the door after it closes. You are not the person who wakes up too late forever. That is a lie built from exhaustion, and it is losing power as truth returns to your spirit. Say this within yourself: I receive the second chance, not as a performance, not as pressure, not as fear. Say it as a quiet agreement with mercy. If you can, write it in the comments. I receive the second chance. Let your own words interrupt the pattern of delay. But peace does not feel like decay. Peace does not make your spirit shrink. Peace does not keep you circling the same instruction for months while your inner fire grows dim. Peace can be quiet, but it is never lifeless. Peace carries authority, not numbness. This is not to shame you. This is to free you. Shame says, look how long you waited. Freedom says, look how mercy found you anyway. Shame says, you are too late. Freedom says, you are here now. And here is where obedience begins again. You cannot carry the same fog into the next door and expect the next door to feel light. You cannot ask heaven for a new season while protecting the habits that made you miss the last signal. Something in your attention must be reclaimed. Something in your yes must become whole again. This is the choice before you. Not panic, not pressure, not performance. Presence. Will you become present enough to hear what has already been speaking? Will you stop running to distraction when your spirit begins to tremble? Will you let the second chance be holy instead of convenient? The first signal exposed the fog. The second signal exposes the decision. Now you know that the problem was not only timing, it was attention. It was fear dressed as caution. It was old pain pretending to be wisdom. It was warfare aimed at your response. Not this time. You will not be delayed by a fog that was never assigned to lead you. Not this time. You will not let the voice of fear become louder than the witness of heaven. Not this time. You will not mistake a second chance for an ordinary moment. There is something ahead of you that requires a cleaner yes. Not a perfect yes. Not a loud yes. Not a yes that has every detail solved. A cleaner yes. A yes without secret agreement with defeat. A yes that does not need everyone to understand before it obeys. This is where the massive life change begins to move again. Not outside you first, inside you. The first movement is the breaking of inner delay. The first door is not always a location, a relationship, or a financial shift. Sometimes the first door is the moment you stop postponing yourself. That is why the next part matters. We must look at the ones before you who almost missed their moment too. Samuel heard a voice and did not understand it at first. Moses stood before fire and argued with his own calling. Elijah collapsed in exhaustion before heaven restored him. So stay with this. Do not let the old pattern win after it has been exposed. Do not drift away because the message has started touching the place you protect. The second chance is not here to entertain your curiosity. It is here to bring your spirit back to response. The next part will show you why heaven often calls the chosen during the night, during exhaustion, and during moments when they feel least ready. And when you see that pattern, you will understand why Archangel Michael waited, and why this delay cannot follow you into the door ahead. Chosen one, now you need to see the pattern. Heaven has never required the chosen to understand everything the first time they hear the call. Many of the ones God used most powerfully did not recognize the moment at first. They trembled. They questioned. They delayed. But the call still found them. Samuel was a child when the voice came in the night. He heard his name, but he did not yet know how to answer. He ran to Eli because he thought the sound came from a human place. Heaven was speaking, but his young spirit needed guidance before he could recognize the voice correctly. Think about that. The voice was real before Samuel understood it. The calling was real before his response became clear. The divine interruption was not cancelled because he misunderstood the first sound. Heaven repeated the call until the vessel learned how to say, "Speak, Lord, your servant is listening." That is you right now. The first signal may have confused you. The first pull may have felt like restlessness. The first warning may have sounded like anxiety because your system was tired. But confusion at the beginning does not mean rejection at the end. It means your hearing is being trained. Moses stood before the burning bush, and even then, he argued. He saw fire that did not consume the bush. He heard God call his name. He received an assignment that would change nations. And still, his first response was not confidence. His first response was questions. Who am I? What should I say? What if they do not believe me? What if my mouth cannot carry the message? Moses was not faithless because he asked. He was human. He was carrying old insecurity into a new command, and heaven had to separate his fear from his assignment. Chosen one, this is why your delay is being exposed today. Not to humiliate you, not to make you feel small. Heaven is showing you the part of you that still asks, who am I to walk through this door? Who am I to be chosen? Who am I to receive something this massive? But God did not choose Moses because Moses felt ready. God chose him because the assignment needed the exact vessel heaven had already formed. Readiness did not come before obedience. Readiness grew while obedience moved. That is the pattern you must understand before the next door opens. Elijah also reached the edge of his strength. He had seen fire fall. He had faced prophets of darkness. He had stood with authority. But after the battle, exhaustion found him. He sat under the tree and wanted the wait to end. His spirit was powerful, but his body was depleted. Heaven did not mock him there. Heaven did not say, "How dare you be tired after victory?" Heaven fed him. Heaven let him sleep. Heaven restored the vessel before giving the next instruction. That means your tiredness has not disqualified you, but it must not become your master. There is a difference between resting and disappearing. Elijah rested because heaven was restoring him. Jonah ran because he was resisting the assignment. Both involved distance, but only one carried surrender. This is where you must be honest. Are you resting in God, or are you hiding from the next yes? Jonah heard clearly, but he moved in the opposite direction. He went down to the ship. He went down into sleep. He went down into the deep. Every step away from obedience pulled him lower, until the very storm around him became evidence that his delay had spiritual weight. But even Jonah was not abandoned. Heaven found him in the depth. Heaven corrected him in the place he could not escape. Heaven brought him back to the assignment, because the call on his life was bigger than his first refusal. That is mercy with authority. Do you see it now? Samuel misunderstood. Moses questioned. Elijah collapsed. Jonah ran. Yet heaven still worked through all of them. The chosen are not marked by perfect first responses. They are marked by the way heaven keeps calling them back until their yes becomes clean. This should bring relief to your spirit. You are not the first one who needed the message repeated. You are not the first one who confused the call with pressure. You are not the first one who felt tired when heaven was trying to move you into something greater. But the pattern also carries a warning. Heaven can repeat a call, but it will not bless endless resistance. Mercy gives space to return. It does not give permission to keep running. Grace opens the door again. It does not make delay harmless. That is why this moment is serious. The second chance is sacred because it reveals both compassion and urgency. Compassion says, "You are not cast away." Urgency says, "Answer now." Compassion says, "I saw the fog around you." Urgency says, "Do not let the fog become your language." Both are love, but they sound different. This is where the spiritual and the physical begin to meet. When your body is exhausted, your mind becomes noisy. When your mind is noisy, your discernment becomes harder to trust. When your discernment feels unclear, even a word from heaven can feel like background sound instead of direction. Your spirit may be sensitive, but your nervous system can still be overloaded. Your calling may be real, but your attention can still be weakened. Your gift may be God-given, but the vessel carrying that gift can still become crowded by stress, fear, sleep loss, and constant stimulation. That is why clarity matters. Not just spiritual clarity, mental clarity too. If your inner world is full of static, you can be standing beside a divine door and still feel too foggy to turn the handle. You can hear the knock and still question whether it was real. There are states of the brain where focus becomes sharper. There are moments when insight rises faster, when intuition feels cleaner, when ideas connect without force. Some researchers describe high-level brain activity connected with gamma patterns, and spiritually, many chosen ones recognize that state as sudden inner light. This does not replace faith. It supports the vessel. It does not replace prayer. It helps quiet the noise that keeps prayer from landing. It does not make God speak. God has been speaking. It helps you become clear enough to stop mistaking divine instruction for ordinary pressure. You have felt the opposite state. You know what fog feels like. You sit down to focus, and your mind scatters. You try to pray, and your thoughts jump everywhere. You decide to act, and a wave of heaviness arrives. You know you are not empty, but access feels blocked. That blocked feeling has made you doubt yourself. It has made you wonder if the gift left. It has made you wonder if childhood clarity was just imagination. But what if the gift did not leave? What if the signal is still there, but the receiver has been buried under noise? Chosen one, this is important. Heaven does not only restore the assignment, heaven restores the vessel that must carry it. Sometimes the miracle is not a sudden door opening outside you. Sometimes the miracle is the return of clean focus, so you can finally recognize the door that was already near. This is why Samuel needed guidance. This is why Moses needed reassurance. This is why Elijah needed restoration. This is why Jonah needed correction. Each one had to become able to receive the instruction in a way their fear, fatigue, or confusion could no longer distort. And now you are standing in that same pattern. Your delay is not being exposed to destroy your hope. It is being exposed to restore your hearing. Your fog is not being named to shame you. It is being named so you can stop treating it like your permanent identity. You were never meant to live dull. You were never meant to call confusion normal. You were never meant to walk through holy doors half awake. The chosen carry a sensitivity that must be protected, strengthened, and disciplined, because an unguarded atmosphere becomes easy for distraction to invade. This is why the enemy fights your focus so hard. Not because focus is small, because focus is the bridge between revelation and obedience. A distracted chosen one can receive a message and still miss the movement. A clear chosen one hears, recognizes, and responds before fear builds a courtroom. That is what is being restored in you. The ability to hear without spiraling. The ability to sense without panicking. The ability to move without waiting for every person to agree. The ability to recognize when heaven has already spoken, even if your emotions are still catching up. Do not despise this training. It may feel uncomfortable because the old fog is losing its hiding place. It may feel intense because your spirit is remembering what clean conviction feels like. But this discomfort is not destruction. It is alignment pressing against everything that kept you delayed. The next part will go deeper, because the real blocker is not only the enemy outside you. It is not only exhaustion. It is not only noise. There is another layer beneath the delay, and many chosen ones are not ready to admit it. You did not only fear missing the life change. A hidden part of you feared receiving it. You feared what would happen if the door opened and you could no longer hide behind waiting. That is where Archangel Michael is leading this message next, and that is where the fog must finally break. Chosen one, now we must touch the place you have been protecting. The delay was not only outside you. The fog was not only around you. The enemy used distraction, yes, but he also found a wound inside you that still hesitates when heaven brings something real. You are not only afraid of missing the door, a hidden part of you is afraid the door might actually open, because if it opens, you can no longer tell yourself that nothing ever changes. If it opens, you can no longer hide behind waiting. If it opens, your small life loses its excuse. That is the truth many chosen ones avoid. Failure hurt you, but success frightens you in a different way. Success asks you to become visible. Success asks you to stop shrinking. Success asks you to leave the version of yourself that survived pain, but never fully entered promise. You have prayed for a massive life change, but part of you still negotiates with the old life. You ask for a new door, then keep one hand on the old handle. You ask for clarity, then run to noise when clarity starts demanding action. You ask for freedom, then feel unsafe without the chain. This is not condemnation. This is deliverance. Heaven is not exposing this to shame you. Heaven is exposing it because you cannot carry hidden agreement with fear into a door that was built for authority. You cannot enter the next season while still asking permission from the wound that trained you to wait. Archangel Michael did not wait 3 hours because heaven was unsure. Heaven was sure. The messenger waited because you were divided. One part of you heard the call. One part of you looked away. One part of you wanted the change. One part of you feared what the change would require. And still, mercy remained. That is why this second chance is holy. It is not a cheap repeat. It is not a casual reminder. It is heaven saying, I saw the fog, I saw the fear, I saw the hidden trembling, and I still kept the door from closing. But now the trembling must bow. The fog must lose its throne. The old voice that says, "Wait until you feel stronger," must be confronted. You may never feel ready in the way fear demands, but readiness is not the gate. Obedience is the gate. You have been waiting for fear to become silent before you move. That is why the delay lasted so long. Fear does not get quiet when you obey it. Fear gets louder. It always asks for one more sign, one more hour, one more apology, one more guarantee, and one more reason to stay hidden. But the chosen do not move because fear disappears. The chosen move because heaven has spoken. They move with shaking hands. They move with wet eyes. They move while their past still tries to call them backward. And as they move, the old atmosphere loses authority. This is your turning point. Not because every detail is clear. Not because every person understands. Not because your emotions are calm. This is your turning point because truth has reached the hidden room where delay was living. And now you can no longer pretend you do not know. You do know. You know what heaven has been telling you. You know what connection became draining. You know what habit keeps pulling you under. You know what door you keep studying instead of opening. You know what yes has been waiting behind your fear. Say it quietly if you need to. I know. Not to punish yourself. Not to collapse under regret. Say it because honesty is the first sound of freedom. When the chosen one stops lying to themselves, the enemy loses one of his strongest hiding places. And now you must understand why clarity matters so much. The door ahead does not only require emotion, it requires focus. It requires clean attention. It requires your mind to become quiet enough for your spirit to recognize the next instruction without drowning in noise. This is where many chosen ones get trapped. Their spirit is awake, but their mind is scattered. Their calling is alive, but their focus is weak. Their discernment is real, but their inner atmosphere is crowded. So they feel the signal, then lose it. They sense the door, then doubt it. That is why I mentioned earlier that clarity must be restored, not only hoped for. You do not need another vague promise. You need support for the vessel that carries the promise. You need your attention back. You need the fog to stop ruling your decisions. This is where the genius song enters this message. Not as a magic trick, not as a replacement for prayer, not as something that creates a calling you do not have. It is a simple 7-minute digital audio track made to support the brain through sound-based entrainment and help restore gamma clarity. Gamma is often connected with sharp focus, deep insight, flow, and sudden inner recognition. Many chosen ones know that state, even if they never had words for it. It feels like light arriving in the mind. It feels like the answer forming before fear can interrupt. Dr. Robert Lake, a neuroscientist with 34 years of experience, developed this audio around that principle. Research conversations around brainwave activity have involved places like MIT, Princeton, Harvard, and other leading universities. But this message is not about sounding impressive. It is about helping you understand why your clarity matters. The Genius song is designed to be used with headphones for 7 minutes a day. You do not need a complicated ritual. You do not need to sit for an hour. You do not need to force meditation. You simply sit, close your eyes, listen, and allow the sound pattern to support a clearer state. More than 18,366 people have used it, and the trust signal that stands out is not only the number of users, it is that under 4% have asked for a refund, which means most people continued with it after trying it inside the guarantee window. One story reminds me of this moment. A man in his early 50s had been out of work for nearly 2 years. He was not lazy. He was not without ability. He said the sharpness had left him, and in interviews, his thoughts felt trapped behind fog. After using the audio for 11 days, he received his first offer, and the position was better than what he had lost. He did not say his resume changed overnight. He said something in his mind felt available again, like the words and confidence were no longer locked behind pressure. That is what I want you to hear. This is not about becoming someone else. It is about recovering access to what pressure buried. The chosen one does not need to be remade into a stranger. The chosen one needs the God-given clarity that life tried to dull. And this is why it fits this message. You almost missed the signal because fog had too much influence over your attention. If you keep living in that same fog, the next instruction may come, and you may call it pressure again. But when clarity returns, obedience becomes cleaner. Many people try to fix this by doing more. They subscribe to meditation apps for around $15 a month. They pay for online growth courses that can cost $100 to $200. They consider therapy sessions around $150, or retreats that may cost $400 to $800. Those things may help some people, but they do not specifically focus on gamma support in the simple way this audio does. Dr. Lake originally priced the Genius song at $49, but for people coming through this message, it is available for $39 one time. That matters because there is no monthly subscription, no shipping, no waiting for a package. It is delivered digitally, so you can begin from the same place where your second chance found you. The point is not luxury. The point is access, simplicity, and a tool that meets you where you are. Along with the audio, there are 4 bonuses included. Genius Child, valued at $19, a classic book connected to the roots of practical prosperity thinking, valued at $20, a guided visualization, valued at $29, and a 5-habit infographic, valued at $12. Together, those bonuses carry $80 in added value. They are included with the $39 access, so the support around the audio is larger than the price itself. You are not only receiving a track, you are receiving a small restoration system around clarity, focus, and daily follow-through. There is also a 90-day money-back guarantee. If you try it and decide it is not for you, you can request a refund. No conditions are required. And because it is digital, there is nothing to return. You still keep the 4 bonuses, even if you ask for your money back. That is important because this should not feel like pressure. It should feel protected. The only real question is whether you are willing to support the clarity you keep praying to receive, not in panic, not in desperation, in agreement with the second chance heaven has placed in front of you. But I need to protect you from one thing. There are fake pages and copycat products that use the name without carrying the same sound technology, bonuses, or guarantee. Do not search for it on Amazon, YouTube, Spotify, or random sites. Use only the link in the description and the pinned comment. Now pause for a moment. Place your hand over your chest if you can. Breathe in slowly. Ask yourself one honest question. Am I ready to stop living under the fog that made me delay what heaven was trying to place in my hands? This is not only about $39. This is about identity. Do you believe you are the kind of chosen one who can answer when heaven calls again? Do you believe your clarity is worth protecting? Do you believe the second chance deserves a cleaner response than the first signal received? If your spirit says yes, the original link is below this video and in the pinned comment. That is where the audio, the bonuses, and the guarantee are held together. Follow that path only if it feels like confirmation, and do not let counterfeit noise steal what was meant to support your restoration. Now, come back fully to the message, because the tool is not the ending. The tool supports the vessel, but the decision still belongs to your spirit. Archangel Michael did not wait merely for you to hear about clarity. He waited for you to choose it. The hidden blocker has been named. You were not only fighting delay, you were fighting the fear of becoming someone who no longer has an excuse to stay small. You were fighting the strange grief of leaving behind a version of yourself that survived by postponing hope. But that version cannot lead you now. It protected you for a season, but it cannot carry you into promise. It knew how to hide. It knew how to endure. It knew how to survive pain. But the door ahead requires more than survival. It requires response. So let the old agreement break. Let the fog break. Let the habit of later break. Let the secret fear of success break. Let the belief that every missed signal becomes permanent break. This second chance came with mercy, but it is leaving you with responsibility. The next part will seal this message over your life. Do not leave before the seal. Do not receive the exposure without the blessing. Do not let the old atmosphere pull you away at the very moment your spirit is becoming clear. The door is still open. Chosen one, now we must close this with authority. Chosen one, now receive the seal. Do not rush out of this moment. Do not let your mind run ahead. The message has named the fog, exposed the delay, and pointed you back to clarity. Now, your spirit must agree with what heaven has been saying all along. Place your hand over your heart if you can. Breathe slowly. Let the old pressure lose its grip. You are not the one who was abandoned. You are the one heaven came back for. You are not the one who missed everything. You are the one mercy reached in time. Say this within your spirit. I am awake. I am listening. I will not delay my obedience. I will not call fear wisdom. I will not call fog peace. I will not call distraction rest. I receive the second chance that heaven protected for me. Let those words settle. They are not empty words. They are agreement. They tell the old pattern that it no longer has permission to lead you. Archangel Michael did not wait for nothing. The waiting had a witness. The second chance had a purpose. The message reached you because heaven knew your first delay was not your final answer. Heaven knew there was still a yes inside you, buried beneath pressure, pain, and tiredness. This is why you must guard the next few hours. Do not return immediately to the noise that made you foggy. Do not run to the same distractions that trained you to postpone yourself. Do not give your attention back to every voice that has no assignment to protect your destiny. Be still after this message, even if only for a few minutes. Let the truth keep working. Let your mind breathe. Let your spirit become quiet enough to hear the next small instruction. The next step may not be dramatic, but obedience often begins with one clean movement. Maybe the movement is a phone call. Maybe it is an apology. Maybe it is leaving something alone. Maybe it is writing the idea down. Maybe it is finally opening the door you keep pretending you do not see. Do not despise the small instruction. It carries the larger shift. You are being released from the prison of later. Later stole too many mornings. Later stole too many opportunities. Later stole too much courage. Later kept you circling the same mountain while your spirit knew there was more. But later is losing authority now. Say this again. I opened the door. If your spirit agrees, write it in the comments. I opened the door. Not because a comment saves you, not because a phrase controls heaven, but because your words help your attention return to the decision your spirit is making. And if the restoration tool mentioned earlier felt like confirmation, the link is below this video and in the pinned comment. Use only that path. The original audio, the bonuses, and the guarantee belong together there. Do not search through noise when heaven has already made the path simple, but do not mistake the tool for the obedience. The tool can support clarity. It can help your vessel become quieter. It can meet the part of you that needs focus restored, but your spirit must still choose to answer. Your yes is sacred, and no tool can replace it. So choose now. Choose presence. Choose clarity. Choose the kind of peace that has authority. Choose the kind of rest that restores movement instead of hiding from it. Choose to believe that the second chance did not come to mock you. It came to move you. Now receive this prayer. Father, let the fog lift from the mind of your chosen one. Let every false delay lose power. Let every confusing voice fall silent. Let the spirit of obedience rise again. Let clarity return like morning light after a long night. Let the hands that were tired become steady. Let the eyes that were dim become clear. Let the heart that was afraid become willing. Let the door that was almost missed become visible again. Let the second chance be received with wisdom, humility, and holy courage. Protect this chosen one from counterfeit voices. Protect them from panic. Protect them from returning to the habits that made the first signal hard to hear. Send peace that is strong, not sleepy. Send conviction that is clean, not condemning. Send direction that cannot be mistaken for fear. Chosen one, breathe. You are not leaving this message the same way you entered it. You entered with a question. You are leaving with a witness. You entered wondering if you had missed it forever. You are leaving knowing mercy found you before the door closed. When doubt returns, remember this moment. Remember that you felt the pull. Remember that the message found you again. Remember that Archangel Michael waited at the edge of your attention, not to condemn you, but to witness that heaven was not done calling your name. If this message confirmed what your spirit has been feeling, like this video, so the signal can reach another chosen one who is still trapped in fog. Share it with the person who keeps saying later while their spirit keeps aching. Let this message become their second signal too. Comment, I opened the door. If you are done, letting delay speak louder than heaven. Comment it as a seal. Comment it as a witness. Comment it as a line in the sand between the old fog and the new clarity rising inside you now. The massive life change is not gone. The second chance is not imaginary. The door is still open, but you must walk differently now. Walk awake, walk clear, walk guarded. Walk with the quiet authority of someone who knows heaven came back for them. Archangel Michael did not leave. The messenger waited. The mercy window remained. The signal returned. And now your spirit has heard it. This time, chosen one, you will not miss the door. This time, your yes will be clear. This time, you will answer.